Welcome back. Analysis and interpretation of financial statements. We have dealt with various tools, methods, important equations, how a statement can be identified, what are the various tools for analyzing various types of statements, presentations, equations, different types of analysis. Okay, the last class we were discussing about trend ratios. You know what is meant by trend ratio, how a trend ratio works, what is the equation for finding out the percentage of each item when compared to the same item of the base year. Remember, by selecting base year, the first year is taken as a base year. If there is any specification regarding selection of base year is given in the question or the case you are dealing with, just follow the statement or the information given in the question. Here, nothing is given, so 2008 is taken as the base year. If there is a specification like to select 2010 or items of the 2010 as the base year, you need to consider that as the base year. That's just for the information. You will no such necessary statements will be given relating to this type of situation. First year will be considered as the base year, but if there is any specification, just remember. Okay, now we will deal with next one. When some of the items, in the last session I was discussing about the same. In the previous case, we were dealing with a trend ratio of a full income statement. And in that case, I mentioned that sometimes you will be given some of the items of income statement or balance sheet, and you need to find the trend of that particular item. That is the concept of trend ratio. In trend ratio, you are studying the trend or change of a particular item relating to a certain period. So you might be given a statement or income statement full as a whole or a balance sheet as a whole. Sometimes you have to deal with this kind of situation. See here, you need to calculate the 10% from the following figures of ABB Limited, taking 2008 as a base year and interpret them. See, you are given sales, stock, profit before tax. No statements, no account, nothing. Just 3 items of relating to 5 years. So in that cases, you need to prepare like this: particulars, sales, stock, profit before tax. Because there is no information regarding any other item, so we can't do anything like preparing a whole statement in format or horizontal format or vertical format or a balance sheet as a whole. Nothing is given in this question, only these 3 items. You need to find the percentage of each individual item, just as we followed in the previous case. Just write down the items, note down the values of each item relating to various year, 2008. See, items of the 2008. Remember, here the items is given in columns. So while taking the amount, be cautious. Here 2008 of each item relating to 2008 is given in horizontal form, and each individual item is vertical form. Just remember while selecting what are the item, what it means for amount. Example 2600, here 2600. What is that amount? What it means? Which year it is related? You need to aware about that. These are some areas you might end up with some careless mistakes. Easy question, but you might end up with some issues. So be careful. 2008 sales 1,800, in 2009 2,300, 2,600, 3,000, 3,800. Likewise, stock, same procedure, profit before tax, same case. In 10%, you need to write down the percentage of each individual items. 2008 is taken as a base year, so the percentage will be 100 for all the case. Next one, 2009. Sales. Here you need to find the percentage like 2300 divided by 1800 into 100, you will get 128 percentage. Same way, next one, 2009. Go for the values of 2009. 780 divided by the same item of the base year, 700 into 100, you will get 111 percentage. Next one, 420 divided by base year item, you will get 140. Similarly, you have to do the same in each of these cases, and you need to identify the percentage change in each item, and you need to make interpretation like this. See, I am not suggesting whether to by heart the same like that. You just go through it. What it is written, you can write. I think you may write a better interpretation that given in this than the same is noted here. So just go through this interpretation. No by heart. Just try to understand what is it is written or what's stating. Just go through the question and interpret on your own words. It's quite simple, but you need to prepare an interpretation. Don't forget to give an interpretation. Okay, this is how interpretation works. And for the time being, we will discuss one more case relating to trend ratio. Okay, 2008 is given as the base. Okay, next one. Let's see how a trend ratio in case of a balance sheet works. It will be similar to one we have dealt in case of income statement. Just go through it. Here a balance sheet is given, fixed assets. Here only a part of the balance sheet is given. I said trend ratio will be given either a statement as a whole or in case of an account as a whole, sometimes a part of it will be given. Here one side of the balance sheet is given. See, this is how it's worked. Items relating to 2008, 9, 10, 11 and 12 is given. Nothing is stated regarding which year has to be taken as the base year. Just select 2008 as the base year. Calculate trend ratio, interpret the same. Just write down each item relating to various period. Then the percentage of each individual item. I hope you are aware about how to identify the percentage of each item. In each case, just consider which year has to be selected as the base year, and for finding out the percentage, whatever you are trying to find the percentage value, that particular item relating to whatever year it may be, that year, that particular. For example, in case of plant and machinery, if I am selecting 2010, select the amount of 2010 of plant and machinery divided by the same item, amount of the same item of the base year into 100, you will get the percentage. This is how a trend ratio in case of balance sheet works. So just go through it. I hope we have come to the end of the second module. Just go through the previous sessions. If you have any doubts or clarification you need, just contact me. Thank you.